Welcome back. He entered the music industry with his self-titled album, which featured hits such as Hurt So Bad and So Many Ways. He's now one of South Africa's most loved R&B musicians who has performed all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Danny K. Danny.
This is when you know you've made it. When you're sitting in this.
Yes, the measurement here.
This is the measurement.
How are you, Danny?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, please. Thank you very much for coming. So I want to know, a lot of musicians that I have on the show tell me that they started singing in church. So I want to know, did you start in shul?
That's a good one. No, I didn't, because it was too difficult. I started singing Bee Gees songs, Elvis Presley songs, Stevie Wonder songs. Yeah, it was that high because I was like that high.
Okay.
But yeah, my father loved music, and in our home was all these, you know, records. So I was more in love with, I think, music than cartoons at a young age.
Sure.
So I guess I was destined to do this.
I guess so. Now, you've done a whole bunch of collaborations, and you still continue to. One of them with Mendoza, you've done with Cabello. And how do these collaborations influence your life beyond music?
You know, I've been very privileged. I think so many South Africans don't get to experience, you know, the vastness of our country and the vastness of the cultural diversity of our country. And for me, as you said, a northern suburbs, you know, Jewish kid, to have been able to, you know, go, whether it was him or Cabello or, you know, Double HP, and just play shows all around this country, play to such different people, has really been a privilege. And that's given me an education, I guess, through music, to what this country is about, you know.
You mentioned earlier that your dad was very much the music lover. Now, your dad manages your career,
yes,
right?
He does.
Very successfully,
yeah,
I might say.
He's great.
I might need a manager soon.
He's the best.
But the question I have is, doesn't it get a bit... Well, what's it like working with your dad so closely?
It can be very difficult. It can be, you know, it's amazing. I mean, you know, you hear these horror stories of, you know, parents and their children managing show moms, show dads.
Right.
But my family is very unlike that. They're very honest with me, very open with me. We are able to kind of have conflict, but then just slip back into the mom and dad role if there is that.
Right.
And I guess I know that they've got my back, you know, will always act in my best interests. And I've never had anything else. So I don't know what it must be like to deal with a manager or an agent who, you know, you're constantly questioning their, you know, their reasoning for doing things. I'm very trustful of my parents.